We were goal setters right from the get-go, and a lot of people didn't think we were going to make it because both of us were so strong-willed. But you know, with goals in mind, there's something to really strive for. It's a passage that you go through, and there are passages all through life that you go through and accomplish. And when one goal is set and you meet it, you make more goals.
Setting goals becomes a critical part of achieving any dream. Once you set them and write them down, it's a constant reminder in the back of your mind, or sometimes in very visible places, of what you're trying to accomplish. And the power that comes through those goals is the power to achieve those goals.
目标设定当然是非常非常的重要，因为你一定要有设定所谓的初期的短期目标、中期目标跟长期目标，因为目标呢才会产生的动力。所谓初期的目标，就是说开始接触了这个生意，那么这个前面的那个阶段呢，我们称叫做一面做一面学的阶段，然后慢慢成长以后，到所谓的在我们这个事业里边的所谓的中期目标，就是达到 Ruby。就是我们的一个相当重要的一个中间干部，那么成为 Ruby 以后，那么表示他已经在这个生意上已经有相当的历练，相当的历练以后，再过来就是达到最高的境界，叫做蓝钻 Blue Diamond。所以本来就是需要设定这些目标，他才会一直呢保持他的那个动力，一直到最高点。哦，所以我认为这个设定目标呢是最重要的了。
So one of the things that we know is that successful distributors write their goals down, because a goal not written down is nothing more than a dream. A goal written down ultimately becomes an action plan. And as you look at the 6 steps that you have been asked to participate in the success formula, the key is to writing these down, to making sure that you understand that a goal written down and tracked every single day, your progress against that goal. Recognizing that you don't get discouraged when you run into obstacles, because you're going to run into obstacles in this business. But also recognize that the ultimate, the end game, is the dream that you had when you first started, and you've written down your goals as to how you're going to accomplish that dream.
You have to be very clear with what you want. And it helps that you write it down so that you can look at it every day and remind yourselves of what your goals are. Or writing it down helps you get more clarity with what you want. And a written goal reminds you what those are. I've seen many of our distributors write their goals down, even paint pictures or cut out photos and put them together, and they'll put those photos or written goals in front of them, and they'll look at them every day. And it helps to remind them every day of what they need to do.
왜 사람들이 꿈에 대해서 적는 것이 중요하냐 하면 아마 많은 사람들이 꿈을 꿉니다. 또 꿨다가 잊어버리고 꾸었다가 잊어버리고 합니다. 그러나 꿈을 실현하는 사람들을 보게 되면 꿈을 꾼 다음에 분명히 적습니다. 그 꿈을 이뤄내기 위해서 적고 또 그 적은 것을 세분화시켜서 잘 적어내서 그 내가 할 수 있는 것부터 하나씩 실천해 나가는 사람들이 꿈을 이뤄냅니다. 그렇기 때문에 꿈을 꾼 다음에 목표를 설정한 다음에는 적어내는 것이 그래서 중요한 것입니다.
Well, to make a goal shall not be a secret thing. Because in order to make sure that you will really achieve it in the first place, you need to write the goal down in a very specific way about what you would do and with what kind of timeline. And not only writing on the paper so that you can see it, you shall also tell everybody. So everybody would know about this, and you have no way out, to get out of it. That would give you all kind of pressure to keep you go, above and beyond.
I think that one of the realities of the business is that there comes a moment in time for almost everyone where they have to decide whether they're going to do this business themselves, with or without upline support. If they have it, great. Many don't. And we corporately want to try to fill in as much as we can when people feel orphaned. But there's a certain moment of truth that comes in the life of every one of our executives where they have to decide for themselves whether they're going to do this business or not, regardless of the level of support they may receive personally.
Persistence is an interesting word because persistence is really about the decision. And when a leader takes a decision, when a successful person takes a decision, an entrepreneur takes a decision, the truth of it is the odds stacked against you, they're totally irrelevant. The only thing that's important is the decision. What you've done in your past makes no difference whatsoever. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It's your decision today and utilizing today. Facts are not even important when you make a decision. The only thing that's important in terms of persistence is your decision. And that decision has to be connected to daily action.
You know, our room we'd fill it up, 100 people every night for our meetings. People were enthused and excited. And I'd say to them, well, you know, you're all excited and enthused, but this is not easy. It's a commitment program. It's a work program. And so a lot of you who are all enthused tonight are going to quit and give up. And so your commitment has to be strong enough that you can, in fact, stick with it and go the distance. And then there's not one person in here that can't succeed by finding their way.
Commission is a commitment to the mission. So when you say that you're not making enough commissions, then you better go back and look at your level of commitment. Is it your level of commitment is not enough? Because when your level of commitment is not enough, therefore your commissions will not be enough.
During my years with Nu Skin, I've had an opportunity to be a part of opening many different markets around the world. As we were opening one particular market in Asia, a heartwarming story for me was a gentleman decided he wanted to do the business, but he had no money, zero money. He couldn't even afford to buy one product. So he went to a friend and he borrowed enough money to purchase a life pack. He turned around, he took that life pack out, he sold it at retail. Now he had enough money to come back and buy a life pack again, turned around, sold it at retail again. Then he took the profit that he had earned on that, paid his friend back, and he used that to start his business. So his whole business was based on borrowing enough money to purchase a life pack, which he went out and sold to someone else. And the reason he did this is because he wanted something better for his family, and he wanted something better for himself, and he saw that this was a vehicle which he could gain those things, but at the same time helping other people.
We do have time to pursue the business. It's a question of being disciplined enough to really recognize opportunities of time to pursue the business, to recognize that we do have time in the car to make some phone calls, that we do have time to be on the internet at night returning email messages or preparing presentations.
Once you have a dream, and once you've set your goals, then you've got to put a plan together. And the plan can be simple. We teach 6 basic steps in putting your plan together to allow you to achieve it. If you put your plan together and you follow those steps, you'll achieve your dream. You'll accomplish your goals.
What are the things that you want to get in the immediate future? What would be the things that you want to get in, in 2 years and 5 years? You have something solid too. You have something solid too. And then you match with our business model. And then therefore, how much, commissions you need to earn so that we can achieve that, right? And then commissions will not come until you build a network. And then therefore, how big a network do you need to build? And the network will not come until you really start talking to people. So how many people that I need to talk to every day, Okay, and before you can talk to anyone, you need to invite people. So how many calls do I need to make? So you break down from the very big thing into very, very, very small thing that you must deliver on a daily basis.
For me, the simple task of creating a to-do list and prioritizing the things on that to-do list help me stay disciplined on a daily basis. In those days where I am even too distracted at the beginning of my day to really even chart out the things that are most important that day that I have to do that day, those days are wasted. And I find myself at the end of the day just feeling like I didn't use my time effectively. So for me, I have a dramatic improvement in productivity when I simply take 5 minutes at the beginning of the day, or even better, the end of the day before, to plot out the most important things that I have to do the next day. And simply checking those things off on a daily basis improves my productivity dramatically.
So the important thing about progress is recognizing that whether that's on a weekly basis you're evaluating your goals, whether that's monthly or annually, it doesn't really matter. The key is to make sure that you're adjusting your progress on a regular basis, keeping track of it, and writing it down. Really, just keep track of your progress. Make sure that you're evaluating how you're moving forward. Recognize that successful distributors are willing to do those things that others are not willing to do, and that's how you can measure yourself. Are you feeling challenged? Have you exercised every effort possible to achieve that goal? And if you have, and you haven't achieved that specific goal, then reevaluate, write it down again, and move to the next level.
Yeah, I think the power of your thoughts actually guides you. So, for instance, like when you want to buy some car, and all of a sudden you feel there's cars surround you all the time, but before you have that thought, you don't see any car at all. Yeah, that's one of the example.
When you get in a business like this, you've got to have a dream of where you want to go in life, what you want to accomplish. And in this business, dreams change all the time, because as you attain one of the dreams get bigger. And what's fun is to have an open mind and know that this is going to be a constant change in life. And when whatever it might be, if it's $20,000 a month, which we wanted to make, when you attain that dream, in a couple more months it was 40 and 50 and 60 and 100. I mean, your dreams change and the goals change. But just be prepared. If you're with the right company, with the right products, at the right time in the marketplace, you can achieve anything you want in this world. And that's what we've got.